This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution. I am joined by the one, the only, Mr. Tony Aspler. We're here in the vineyards of Les Clos Jordanne in Niagara. How are you today, sir?
Excellent, and I have a glass of Le Grand Clos in my hand.
And that's the 2020?
2020, great vintage and wonderful wine.
Fantastic. Now, we've been down celebrating i4C, the International Cool Climate Chardonnay Celebration. Tell me about your experiences at i4C this year.
Yes. Well, I come every year because this is the one thing on my calendar that I would not miss, the i4C event, because you get the opportunity not only to taste the best that Ontario makes in Chardonnays, but also a selection from around the world. And that's and plus you've got the School of Cool, which is a remarkable kind of learning space for people who want to know about Chardonnay in different regions, different iterations. So it's something, as I say, that I look forward to every year.
Now, can you remember your very first taste of Canadian, well, let's say Ontario Chardonnay?
Goodness me, yes, this would be, must be 40 years ago or so. It wasn't what it is now. Let me put it that way. We are making sensational Chardonnay now. And I was actually down in Prince Edward County and tasting a lot of their Chardonnays, and they're doing a fantastic job with that grape in the 2020 vintage.
How do you feel Ontario Chardonnay has evolved since those ones you tasted 40 years ago? What have been the nuances that you've seen develop? What have winemakers learned throughout that period?
I think it's a question of minerality, a sense of place, finding where the vine should be planted and what the soil gives to the flavor. And I think that that's an ongoing study, but certainly the winemakers today understand that minerality and a sense of place are what gives the wine its character.
Were there any wines that you found to be outstanding in this year's selection for i4C?
What I have in my glass is one of the wines that I really like. It's Le Grand Clos from Arterra. This is the 2020 vintage, and 2020, as was everybody seems to agree, was the vintage of the century so far. And the wines are spectacular, particularly the reds. And, you know, to ripen red grapes in Ontario is quite a feat, especially with varieties like Syrah, Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Cabernet Franc. But if you want great red wine from Ontario, look for the 2020 vintage.
Super. Thank you for joining us at Good Food Revolution today. Really appreciate your time, Tony, and we'll see you again sometime soon.
Cheers.
Bye for now.
Jamie.